Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and you're tuning into Fortress of Grit. This is my first installation and today for me is push day. I'm not going to be going to the gym today, so I wanted to share an at-home circuit that anyone could do if you just have some space. Without further ado, let's dive into the workout. So I'm kind of making this workout up on the fly, but what push day wouldn't be complete without some chest? So we're going to do some basic push-ups. A rule of thumb, if you can't do regular push-ups, so hands should be just underneath your shoulders, slightly wider than shoulder width. That's a basic push-up form, and your feet are directly behind you. You don't want your body to be up like this. You don't want to be down like that either. So keep your body nice and in line. But I'm gonna start out with a regular push-up. If you can't do a regular push-up because maybe it hurts your wrists or maybe you're not strong enough to go all the way down and back up, you can do a push-up on your knees. Same thing as far as keeping your body in a nice line. Might be able to show it kind of from over here, but my body, and does it look like it's in a good line? Feels like it's in a good line. But yeah, should be nice and flat all the way down. And then you want your legs to be in line with your back. If you're on your knees, you want to make sure that you're not doing this because that looks weird and it's not the right motion. Again, you don't want to like go too far with it and hyperextend your spine. You want to be nice and in line, strong, so that you can do the push-up. But because I can do regular push-ups, I'm going to do regular push-ups. And one of my goals right now with my push days is to hit my chest and triceps quite intensely. And so I'm not going to go super wide for my push-up form. That would focus more so on my chest. I'm instead going to bring my hands in and focus on going all the way down, all the way up. That gets a nice stretch for my chest, but keeping the hands narrow, that activates the tricep a little bit more. So bust out 10 reps real quick. See, all the way down to the ground. Trying to think if there's another way to make it even easier if that's a need. You know, if anything, let's say you have no upper body strength, this is your first time ever working out, you could just do a push-up against the wall. So instead of being parallel with the ground, your body horizontal, you're still going to be standing up. And so like if I were to walk up to a wall kind of thing, I would just lean into the wall and do essentially a standing push-up. It's going to be way easier than an assisted push-up. But if you can't do 10 assisted push-ups, just do some wall push-ups where you're still standing, leaning into the wall. Just get that deep stretch, extend all the way out, activate your chest and triceps properly. But yeah, if you can do 10 regular push-ups, you can do 10 more regular push-ups. And we will eventually get into making it more of a chest workout. So all the way down without touching the ground, keeping that tension. By the end of the workout, we're gonna be doing some diamond push-ups. This is another difficult variation of push-up. So if you can't do regular diamond push-ups, feel free to do assisted diamond push-ups. And if you can't do assisted diamond push-ups even, work up against the wall where you're standing, just leaning into it, doing the push-up against the wall. It's gonna be a lot easier for you. Yeah, maybe you have a shoulder issue or weak wrists, you don't have the flexibility yet. Feel free to do those other variations as that'll make it easier on your joints. But yeah, I'm gonna rep out 3 more sets of 10 of just regular push-ups. A point of consideration that just came to mind, rest times. How long should one rest in between sets? Basically as long as you need to, but you don't want to wait so long that, because as you exercise, you heat up. With that, you don't want to wait so long that you literally cool off, that you're literally cooling down. You want to stay warm, but if you are winded or if you feel some fatigue, maybe wait, a minute, 2 minutes at most, but then get back to working out. So this for me is set 4. Got the puppies upstairs having a good old time. Cool. So I did my 5 sets of 10 of push-ups. Now I'm going on to more of a chest-oriented push-up. With this variation, your hands are going to be equal with your sternum, and we're going to kind of lean over the hands, more of like a J pathway as opposed to just up and down. Hands are here and we're leaning over it. And after that, we're gonna superset into some diamond push-ups. We're trying to hit the triceps, so a little chest and tricep activation. Without further ado, that one is a gasser. Yeah, work within your rep range. I'm currently struggling to do 10. I'm telling myself only 2 more supersets to go, but maybe you can only do 5. Maybe you can do 6, 7, 8, whatever. Maybe you can do more than 10, but the goal for the first variation, 5 sets of 10. For the second, we're doing 3 sets of 10, but supersetting this chest variation and then going for the triceps. I got a fun one to finish things off. We'll see if that finishes things off. Might do some isolation work because I do have some free weights, so I might bust those out, but we'll get to that in a sec. Make sure to squeeze your glutes, your quads, engage your abs, honestly like your whole core. All these muscles, get them all nice and tight. Otherwise you have what are called energy leaks, where you're not as tight as you could be, therefore you can't exert the same force otherwise. All right. These are getting hard, all right. Last set. Hitting fatigue, all right. I'm determined to get 4 more reps. Okay. So for this next workout, we're gonna utilize a reverse grip, like a supine grip. Pronated is hands down, palms down. Supine is palms up, but we're gonna use a supine or a reverse grip for some presses. I'm on the ground because if I were to stand up and do this, I'd punch holes in my ceiling. So if you can stand up while doing this, do that. It's a lot more comfortable. So because this is really easy for me, I'm gonna do more reps. I just did 10, I'll shoot for 12, probably go up to 15 on the set after that. So some points of consideration for this exercise. It's gonna be a solid core exercise as well. This is more of your functional abs as opposed to your visible abs. What I mean by functional abs, they are preventing collapse. So it's basically like a rigid bar or something like that in the front. If you don't have functional abs, that's how you end up getting hernias. So yeah, you'll feel a lot of core bracing when you do this. Make sure to keep solid belly breaths, like solid core breaths, where you're expanding not just your abs, not just your diaphragm, but your obliques, your serratus, where you're even pushing into your back muscles, and that will keep you nice and upright. Another point of consideration, we're going to chest level and then extending up. It's not quite a full extension, and I babbled enough, so that was enough time in between sets for me. So brace the core, see everything expand. Lift up. Might have been 16, but oh well, extra credit is cool. Maybe last exercise, we'll see how tired I am after this, but the next exercise, it's going to be a bit of a doozy. If you can't do it like this, do it on your knees, something like that. So that's the cheater form, cheater assisted form. But if you have the strength, do this. And if you're even stronger, let's see if I can do this without smashing my head. So feet are up on a couch, hands are more underneath. Oh yeah, that's a gasser. I'm gonna just do 5. Yeah, the more elevated your feet, the more of your full body weight. In my case, that's darn near 200 pounds. But the more your feet are up on the wall or up in the air, if you're a badass, you can just do handstand push-ups. Do what is challenging for you. If the assisted form is challenging, excellent. If the normal form is challenging, excellent. If you need a little extra challenge, put your feet up. Put your feet up higher. Go all the way up. Try to just do a handstand push-up if you can. I'm not there yet, but we'll get there someday. So similar with a push-up, we're not elbows all the way out. That's how you snap your shit up. Elbows are slightly in, pressing kind of like this. And the range of motion is somewhat limited due to my noggin being in the way. So just know that you're not getting as full of a stretch as you could. So if you were to use free weight, for example, let's get this back into play. You can see that the bar is a lot lower than where my hands were finishing otherwise. So with more of a range of motion, be really careful about that, you can get a better stretch. And with this kind of load and that kind of stretch, you'll get a good amount of tension in the muscle. That's what leads to gains. Okay. This last one I'm gonna do in a harder fashion. Woo, gasser. All right, so for this next workout, I would recommend using a dumbbell or even a kettlebell, but right now I have access to neither of those. I just have free weights. So I got these 10-pounders, and what I'm about to do is known as a side lateral raise. The key points of consideration for this exercise: pinkies up. We're being a bit pretentious right now. Well, that looks like I'm smoking, sipping my tea, you know. Let me grab my intra-workout latte. Delicioso. But the point of this one, pinkies up. It's also elbows up, as that puts the most tension on your deltoid. And speaking of tension, we're not going all the way down to here. We're going to stop at our sides. The reason why we're doing that, just kind of flapping our wings. But the reason why we're doing that, you lose tension right here. There's no tension at all. And then you gotta get all the way up to here where there is tension. Whereas if you stay from your hips up, you're just about constantly under tension. And again, this is with a free weight, such as a plate, a kettlebell, or a dumbbell. One can achieve constant tension and a much more thorough stretch by utilizing a cable. I don't see a cable machine around here, so we're using what I got, what I have. And again, something like this, so shoulders up, back, down, pinkies up. One thing that you want to avoid doing at the top, because we're not working our traps, this workout will still target your traps, but that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on our side delt, our lateral deltoid. Thing that you don't want to do is shrug. We're not doing these weird shrugs. Just look funny. Keep your shoulders down, pin them down, and now I've done a whole bunch of extra reps. But the whole point, shoulders pinned down, so not doing this, because then it's all traps. Pin your shoulders down. Hopefully you can see the difference. always lift with proper form, even if it's a tiny amount of weight. So when I'm down like this, shoulders back, like pulling the shoulder down, you can probably see some lat activation, and then tucking it up. Getting that super tight, sitting down with it. That's how you increase your deadlift and prevent yourself from snapping your shit up. It was recommended to do a side profile view. Great recommendation. Slight bend, you know, athletic stance kind of thing. Pinkies up. So we're getting toward the end of our workout. Just remember that this is Fortress of Grit. So when the going gets tough, the tough find their grit. Perfect. So I know it's push day, but what's a push day without hitting your rear delt? Come on now. I'm going to do probably 2 sets of 20. Real high with the reps. Not many sets, but just trying to get some volume, you know, just trying to get some tension on these rear delts. Having a good rear delt, might be able to see it, this guy popping back here, keeps your shoulder healthy. If you're in this position and you're pressing and you've never trained your rear delt, there's like nothing holding your shoulder together. You got your rotator cuff, your rear delt, but all of that makes for a stronger overhead press, a stronger bench press, stronger presses in general. And this is push day, so why not work the muscles that help me push more, right? Like I said earlier, with your push-up form, if you are not tightening your core, squeezing the glutes, all that stuff, it's what's called an energy leak. There's just not as much force. But if you tighten everything up fully, pew, you're gonna shoot that rubber band or spring off a lot better. So tension is key. Building up these supporting muscles is key. And I think it's what's called an antagonistic or something like that. Honestly, it seems more like a protagonistic workout. It helps the main character, as it would seem. But yeah, if you bench press, do a bent over row. If you're doing an overhead press, do some pull-ups, right? But I'm gonna do some bent over row, and I'm gonna have a pronated grip to pick it up properly. Here's a horrible starting form, but then pulling the lats back, pulling the lats down rather, and then shoulders back, down and back, sitting until my shoulders are right about in line with my knees, and then just stand up real easy with it. From here, we're going to hinge, but you'll want to engage your core. So good belly breath, get the hinge, we're pulling up to our chest. This next workout, I don't feel like I've hit my chest enough for this push day. I have a table here. The table just so happens to be shoulder width. Fancy that. Instead of palms down, hands forward, we're turning things around. We're supinating the grip. So this is pronated. We're going supinated with these push-ups. What that's going to do is put a lot more tension on the chest. Get a nice juicy chest pump. But got everything nice and tight. And as you can see, when I press the table, instead of going to my chest, it's going more so to the top part of my abs. The stretch is crazy. I highly recommend you try this. And this is just to really gas out the chest, because I don't feel like I've hit it hard enough yet. A little extra volume as well for my triceps, so that's nice. Yeah, I definitely feel like I have more gas in the tank. Gotta love having a 30-pound weighted vest handy. Feels like a crime to put it on while I'm already all sweaty. See how many of these I can do now with an extra 30 pounds. Looks like only 12, but I think that's gonna be it for this workout. We did like 7 or 8 exercises, and yeah, feels like a good amount of volume. A little winded right now, but that's the point of exercise. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Safe lifting, stay healthy.